Coming to you live from the International Broadcast Center at the top of the Sky Palace, this is the Final Fantasy 2019 Spring Tournament here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. We have a 2-0 matchup queued up between Sawneyrath11 and ShadowWalker, all set, ready to go for you here, and we are going to have a good time watching these two undefeated players fight to remain undefeated. Hey everyone, I'm Cyclone. We're 3-manning it tonight. I'm with Kate619 and Neon Gray. Take turn and say hello, guys.
Hey, I'm Neon Gray, back on the mic here. It's been way too long, but glad to get to commentate some Final Fantasy Randomizer for you guys. This should be a real exciting race here. Got some very strong runners up in here. What do you think of this matchup, Kyton?
Well, I can say this matchup is going to be a barn burner, in my opinion, because I see a thief in ShadowWalker's party, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good call, I think. There have been some really nasty Marsh cave dives that have come down in the tournament so far. Not all of them have been thiefable with the unrunnable shuffle, but the way these matches have rolled out, I am really happy to see that thief there. That's gonna do some good work for ShadowWalker, I think.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, we're just seeing a bit more of a conventional party over on Sawneyrath's side. Double red, also nice. Looks like they're both running double red, but Sawneyrath is a safety white mage as well.
Now, I was going to say as well, I noticed a couple races I commentated earlier this week. There were certain groups that seemed to ambush, and they seemed to ambush in ways that were absolutely evil. So I can see that thief coming in very handy tonight in order to avoid some of those ambushes. At least I think that will become in very handy and will probably be something to watch throughout this race.
Yeah, like this. I've seen earlier races come down to the party comp. We'll see if this one makes a difference here. Valid choices either way. You know, the extra sustain on the white mage versus the extra encounter control of the thief. I'm really looking forward to see how this plays out.
I do have this gut feeling that Shadow might damn the thief later on in mid-race because it all depends if the black magic falls in favor of the ninja or not.
Maybe, maybe not. Looks like they should be heading off any second now.
Yep, the countdown has happened in the channel, so we should be seeing the race starting in the next 15-20 seconds or so, I would say. What do you guys want to see in Rough Spot tonight?
Personally, we've seen a lot of really bad marshes, so I'd be more interested to see the treble hitting up somewhere else, just to shake things up a little.
Let's see what we get in the very first town. Corneria is not shuffled, unlike the other towns. We have Mute and A Fire. XXXX is available early. That's a nice find early on, and in a good spot.
That's an Ice 3. That's a very cheap Ice 3, too. Some very good finds there. Having the wet magic clear feels a bit bad for that white mage that Sawney's got, but otherwise,
It looks like Lightning 3 is in the fourth spot, so that's not a good spot for that either.
Yeah, but with Ice 3 available, I'm not really too concerned as well.
So ShadowWalker's going to see what the imps have, if they have anything. Zahn is heading right up to Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, looks like they're both getting the imps here, which doesn't seem to be a problem for either one.
ShadowWalker might be checking... Oh, he's getting more magic. We're having early Garland. We're not even checking the chest in Temple of Fiends right now. Putting that off till later, it looks like. And that Garland didn't last long. Ice 3, instant.
Yeah, that's usually what you expect out of a good Ice 3 roll.
There's a
our
ship
to start, so...
and TNT.
Could be interesting. It's a really wide open start.
Yeah, they're already going to get to blow up stuff as soon as they head over the Dwarf Cave, so that's one item they can turn in right away if they decide to start to the left.
In my case, if I was... Wait a minute. Hmm?
Oh, and that's a mage staff over in that left chest in Temple of Fiends. That's a really great find this early, especially for ShadowWalker with that
Ooh.
thief there. Ooh, but the
He's not gonna
creeping
get to keep it.
zombies.
Gonna have to earn that mage staff today.
Is
We're-
Sony going to Matoya right now?
I think Sonny is. Or
Oh.
Provoke, at least. Provoke, getting Provoke a check out of the way.
I guess, but why walk over there when you do have the ship?
Looks like the cremate is not high on the priority list for the zombies, so Shadow is finding that out and making another play for the mage staff here.
Yeah, good idea to grab that, especially running a thief, because that will keep that thief with something to do through a lot of these early encounters before we get them up and running.
Well, actually, Provoka is actually Melman for this seed.
And we
Oh.
have a very expensive gold. I can't recognize what the icon is.
That's a gold bracelet, which,
Okay.
you know, that might actually get somebody heading back to Melmond for some... Hey,
That might be worth the trip back. We're gonna
yeah,
see.
like, that's very nice armor, and it is cheaper than vanilla, as Chad is pointing out, so it's a good find.
So Sonny's going to check the magic right now in the area. And white, we have Fog and A lit, and I have to see what the others were. Bruise and Heal. Lit, slow 2. I think I saw regular slow in there as well. And Bane. Bane is out of reach right now.
Yeah, nothing too inspiring in that, in the level 5 spells. I'd like to see Bane a bit more reachable, but with a level 1 Ice 3, it's not a priority.
And Garland goes down on ShadowWalker's side, so he's going to get his ship and his TNT.
Yep.
I just realized that the ship is over at Corneria. I'm surprised that Sonny didn't take the ship over to the Provoke check.
Yeah, I was seeing some people in chat suggest that he might have been looking for ogre encounters, which, you know, this early, that would be a nice find.
And Sonny is taking the walk over again, taking the walk over to Dwarf Cave, not picking up the ship. I'm curious by this. That's a long walk back if they have to go get that ship to sail out of the cove.
I wonder if Sonny's just taking on encounters on purpose. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, that does seem to be what it looks like. On the other hand, ShadowWalker is just heading straight down to Elfland. We're gonna see what's there.
Looks like we had a pro cape in Dwarf Cave, as well as a heal potion, so that pro cape gets a nice hooray from me, and there's the lazy dwarf with the adamant.
Oh, you know how it is. I mean, he's all the way down there. Why carry that up there when you got a nice long-legged human to do it for you?
Oh, there's your canoe. Okay, that Dwarf Cave is all hooray today.
And there's Saudi realizing that, oh, I should go back and get my ship.
Yep.
ShadowWalker is gonna pick up his canoe shortly.
Yep, just getting his adamant right now. Sonny is equipping that pro cape, or moving it down to 5 red to equip it there. And is going to go, actually not yet, going to go to the inn first. And then we'll go sailing.
It's good to save.
I think he's checking the item shop too. I don't think we've seen this yet, actually. Houses are expensive. Cabins are fairly inexpensive.
Yeah, like, I'm never too happy to see a triple-digit price on cabins, but what can you do? They're not that bad.
Better than 4-digit houses.
Yep. And Elfland looks to be Gaia. Nothing too good in that armor shop there.
And Sonny's taking a moment to make some notes. I guess didn't check the weapon shop. Go into the item shop, and we're going to see tents are 89. Not checking the magic yet from what I can see, and didn't check the weapons again, so going to rely on pickups instead of going shopping.
I mean, no point at all to really go for those magic shops in Gaia. They're, you know, level 7 and 8. If you're swinging by later and you've got the spell levels, you know, you might as well, but that's a hike, and I'm not sure it's worth it.
Agree. This early, it doesn't make sense to buy them. I will agree with that, because you're not going to use them for at least an hour anyway.
Yeah, and they're going to be really expensive.
It just could be good to know.
Warp in the level 4 black magic over in Elfland, which is at Milmund.
Now, the reason I would check myself is because you would be able to get the information as to what will not be available in other levels. That's the reason I would still probably check it myself. Anyway, we are in Marsh Cave now. We're getting the early Marsh dive from Sawny.
Yeah. Doing the upper level check first. So far, nothing's really been too bad on him, but... Oh, fire 2 bones.
That would be bad.
Well, if he's lucky, he will not need to actually keep any of these.
Oh, more bones.
Yeah, just going for the nuclear winter option. And that's a reset.
And he succeeds in getting rid of the bones, but then the R bone says, nope, you're not getting away with that.
Meanwhile, ShadowWalker's gonna go see what Crescent Lake became.
Yeah, ShadowWalker seems to be doing more of a town sweep, and he's finding the Loopaloopas, which... you never want to see that.
And that's more high-level magic. And, oh, the scum are zapping today.
Yeah, not a good time in Marsh.
I'd be putting off this Marsh until later after seeing that. Let's hope the scum don't make too many appearances on the way to the incentive items so we can at least get that information.
Yeah, I mean, with that canoe, you know, we've got more options. I really would not, with these kind of encounters, I would definitely want to go find somewhere else to get some levels, get some loot.
The ship and the canoe make it very possible to go up to places like Onrak or Ordeals or anywhere like that. The only things that really locked off are the Gaia location and the Loopaloopa location. I think Mirage Tower too, unless we have a dock near there. I think I remember hearing there was a dock near there now. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much open.
There should be a dock, but there's no chime yet, so
yeah, true.
Mirage won't do anything yet.
That's right.
Katana in the chest there in Marsh, which does Sawneyrath no good except for resale value, but ShadowWalker is going to be pretty happy to see that if he checks that on his way through Marsh.
And let's see if the Arachnid or the Muck decides to bite. Well, the Muck just attacked, the Arachnid just attacked. That's a good sign.
Yeah, given that one is unrunnable, it's good to see a safe-ish fight there.
Oh, that was a big hit.
I should just stop talking, honestly.
Oh, they have Toxic. Wyverns have Toxic.
Yeah, Yeah, this is not great. But it looks like ShadowWalker has found Crescent, so we'll see if the sages have anything that gives him progress somewhere besides this awful, awful marsh.
We have Chad already making a call. The sages with the floater. They were getting it from Falconic in the chat here.
Yeah, it's very possible. Of course, it's very possible it could be, I don't know, Oxyale, and the floater could be here in Marsh.
Well, that's a wipe.
Very cheap pro rings over in Gaia, or not in Gaia, in Crescent, which is very nice find.
And we escaped some bones. The bones again having, I think it was Fire 2. I think I saw they had. Not a spell you really want to see on bones.
Yeah, not at all. That's a slab out of the sages, which ShadowWalker can't actually follow up fully on, because we do have access to Melmund, and he does know where Leafin is. And he's gonna head up to the waterfall while he's here, which is a good, efficient call.
This can be a make or break play. Getting the waterfall early and finding there's not really very dangerous encounters in there could lead to a very good item that the opponent may not check. So this could be a make or break play right here.
Ooh, that Mummy Wizwubby pack is unrunnable. He does have the Mage Staff, which will help a lot, but, okay, and he did buy Lit 3, so he's not solely relying on Ice 3 there. Which, of course, is no good on the mummies.
Oh, we have a key in Marsh Cave.
Interesting. So that's obviously not a floater there.
Now let's remember there are loose items in 2 of the key items are loose, so those key items can include a ribbon as well. One of the ribbons can be among those loose items. So 2 loose items in the chests that are key. And as Saudi takes more Fire 2 damage from the bones, those items are located randomly in different chests. They could be hidden behind that key. They could be hidden in Sky Palace. They could be hidden in down here somewhere in Marsh. They could be located anywhere, except for inside Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah, and, you know, it's definitely worth considering that they could be here in Keylok Marsh, but I also probably would be willing to gamble that they're not, just given how bad it is. I might feel differently if I had gone to Elfland and bought Warp for somebody, but otherwise, Saudi hasn't. He doesn't know that Warp is available.
At this point, Saudi took, having taken several deaths in there, it would be a question of whether you are really gambling on that key being the progression here. If you can get out of here with that key at these levels, you better check every single one of those key lock areas you can find, because that's a big gamble at this point to rely on just the key. At the same time, if it is the progression, this would be a great play from Saudi.
Yeah, and 2, it unlocks just a lot of chests in general. There could be some very valuable gear.
And these wizards, they're lifting today. They're hitting for like trucks.
Yeah, like in this, I think we're really seeing the value of just checking out the available towns that you have before you follow up on them like that. Because this is, you know, he's getting bodied by everything here. He would not have to walk out with a warp spell, which it's there.
Yeah, this is beating your head against the wall at this point. I would, at this point, move on to something else because you've sunk already about 10 minutes into this, and still making another dive.
Yeah, and, you know, I appreciate the persistence, but, you know, there really comes to a point where you really need to be considering if you should be cutting your losses on a dive like this. And to answer ETAP in chat, ShadowWalker has already been to the Crescent Lake spot. That is Leafin right there.
ShadowWalker's about to start getting some of the bad news here as he starts his foray into Marsh.
Yeah, he's got some more hit points on him, I think, which
he does.
Is likely to help.
That'll help with the fire 2 spells at least.
Yeah, and he's got the Thief in back there too, which, you know, he's protecting his Thief, which I think is really important. We do have some unrunables here, but the unrunables are not the worst of the fights. The big thing is, you know, people do talk up the quote-unquote protection against ambushes that having a Thief in front will give you. It's actually relatively negligible. It's a pretty small percentage boost. You'll get a lot more mileage out of having that Thief in back and away from out of that target priority. So here, you know, we're really seeing, you know, there are definitely circumstances where thieves shine, and this is really it.
So ShadowWalker find that katana. And will Shadow survive 2 wizards? I would say he has a good chance to.
Yeah, he's just going for the run, he gets it off immediately. The question is if he's gonna go for these key lock chests now that he's got the key, and he is.
This could be good information for us, obviously, if we get to see what's in all of them. If he then takes a wipe, he's taking a wipe down. He's not taking. Yes, there it is. Zap does not care about your levels.
I mean, it does, insofar as you get magic resistance from it, but... doesn't care about your hit points.
Sonny is trying to leave with that key. He's not worried about Marsh right now, it looks like. Oh no, that's... Yeah, that is the downside, that's right. Will he escape with the key, or will he be forced to make another dive? He gets out.
And he's out!
He exits with the key, and forget those chests.
Yeah. I think ShadowWalker's likely to make another go for it. Those scums, you know, just counting on those not coming up again.
I figure he'll make another...
on the wolves as well?
Yep.
We've got Medusa script cremate. Good times. Good times.
Well, it's not the worst thing.
No, it's not, but seeing it front-loaded on all of these early game enemies that show up in packs, that's not pleasant at all.
Yeah, I do think ShadowWalker will make at least 1 or 2 more dives here. We'll see how persistent he is with getting that key, though, if he insists on getting out with it.
Yeah, like, he's not having any trouble getting to the key. It really becomes a question of if he goes for the key lock chests, and he doesn't think it's worth it at this point, which I do not blame him.
Oh, he got away from those scum, that's good.
Yeah, just a straight-up kill job, that's That's the good stuff. Not many hit points on those guys.
So what will be interesting is if we come back here later once we're a little more highly leveled and we're looking for something, and we find something important like a floater or something else in there that we need. Maybe the Oxyel is down there in Marsh Cave. So it'll be very interesting to see if we find something in those key lock chests later on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good gamble to make. It's really statistically unlikely that there's gonna be anything of value in there. And honestly, with the fight circumstances, I feel like it's a safe bet to make the supposition that if you're gonna nope out of there, your opponent is too.
Yeah, pretty much guaranteed. That's, in my opinion, the right play to make. And Sony manages to sell that katana for half its value and has 21,000 bucks to use somewhere now. Probably gonna stock up on tents.
Yeah, and ShadowWalker, on the other hand, probably has big plans for that katana if, assuming you find the tail. Those chests in Elfland Castle were kinda bare, though.
Yeah, nothing but gold.
And not even much of it. What can you do, really?
Yeah, the Elfland Treasury needs to be better. They need to store. I didn't know they were so poor, to be honest with you. Sonny was gonna head up, it looks like, to the dwarf area and realized he already cleaned that out, so heads back to the ship.
And looks like the Canaria Treasury is where he's after now.
Actually, yeah, the dwarf cave, the key lock area, he has not cleared out yet, so he's hoping Corneria has it first. That's more convenient right now. There's some good gold.
But nothing other than that. I would definitely want to look at that, that dwarf armory, though, just because I'd like to actually suit up my, my party a little bit better.
Ooh, he's picking up a batch of 10 hoses for 14,820 gold.
I mean, he's got the cash now.
Yep.
He's very caster heavy.
It's being noted by someone in chat that they can afford warp now, so
Ooh, and ShadowWalker heading up the backside of the continent to go Provoca and cash in his slab. And that's a really neat routing choice there, because knowing that, that Crescent is leafed, he's got a very short trip, back down to go find out what they have for him there.
we have a Heal 3 sighting in the White Magic level 3, second slot.
I also saw Invis 2 for level 3 as well.
Yeah, I think that is White Mage Lock there. But as a spell, I think it's not as good as an item. So that as a spell, it's more of a nice to have, and if it doesn't have to conflict with the heal, that's a good thing. Oh, but the heal 3 is also White Mage Lock. That is something I always forget.
Life at level 4. And Lit 2 and Warp are both there as well. So there you go. Sonny is probably liking these spell choices right now. With the exception of the... Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm a little excited by that level 4 Brack, too. That's a really handy spell to have at an accessible level. And that's the loot for ShadowWalker, so necessary, but not helpful right now.
Blue will be needed in Temple of Fiends Revisit, but until then it's fairly useless.
I mean, you can play beautiful music while you're just doing all your sailing around, and that's always nice.
Yep.
Also, what's interesting is that nobody's really gone to the inside of the continent yet. Volcano is still wide open. And there's always ice.
Usually you see one of those get dipped into by now. I'm actually surprised, like you said, that neither runner has gone to those locations yet. They really are trying to plan their strategy before they do any diving, it looks like.
Yeah, and it is really interesting just to see how this is a very planned setup. But I think ShadowWalker might be thinking the same thing we are. He's heading back into the Inner Sea. And no, he's turning back around.
Sawney plants himself north of the dock and then realized, you know what, I'm going to go south instead. So let's see what's over here. It's going to wrap him around the world.
And ShadowWalker is going to go head up to the dwarves and clean them out as well. And show us some credits.
Yeah, he hasn't gone on either of the bridges yet, so that's his credit bridge.
Yep.
Sawney might be making a play to Mirage. He had the chime, I think, right?
I don't think so.
No?
And
Trying to think what else he's doing down here.
Nothing too important or anything at all really in those chests in the Keylop Dwarf. I mean, there's a pro ring, but they're exceptionally cheap this time, so it's nice, but nothing to write home about.
Oh, Shadow's gonna check out the chests in the Astos area in the castle here. Unfortunately, he can't fight Astos himself yet.
No, but they are good chests to check, but not today. And yeah, it looks like Sawney is heading through to check out Odrak. Because he has not been there yet. And also do a caravan run, but there's nothing good there.
And ShadowWalker is fighting some mummies inside the castle right now. Apparently we missed it, but Blaze was located on the Sphinx, so the Sphinx are not something you want to run into today.
Good times.
Oh, we got that wrong. That was Manticore, apparently. Typo in chat.
And the saber-tooth tigers are unrunnable, which... I mean, they just want to play. They're good kitties.
Meow. Ooh, that's a lovely ambush encounter. Ambush is on the river today. And lots of death. And there's Crescent Lake.
Yep, and that would be where ShadowWalker got his slab. And so we're going to be seeing that on Sawny's side right away. ShadowWalker is just doing a quick image farm, looking for some warp, I think.
So slab came from the old men then, I guess?
Yes. So, because we've got those level 4 charges there, I think we're likely to see an ice trip on ShadowWalker's side soon enough.
I think we saw exit over there in level 6.
That's
Nuke.
not a bad place for it. You don't need a lot there.
Nuke was at level 6, and the old men, as you can see, someone didn't give them their meds today, so they're just wandering around aimless.
I mean, circle is a metaphor, really.
Question in chat, is Vampire Chest incentivized here? No, I've actually just seen a pure potion in there before, so it's not really incentivized.
They're really coming up dry on equipment finds so far. Like, so many of these chests we've come across have just been cash.
Yeah, a lot of money, so, you know, they're supposed to go buy their equipment today, apparently. Might be a hint. Anyway, ShadowWalker making his way over to Ordeals. Castle of Ordeals is going to hope to find some good equipment on the 3rd floor here.
Yeah, and that's actually a pretty good play, too. Like, the monsters are typically a lot more manageable than other dungeons, and doing it with a ship before you get the floater, I actually really like that play because, you know, it's a really easy trip if you sail up there, and you don't have to walk nearly as far as with an airship.
By the way, let's be honest here. Did you guys expect to see a Castle of Ordeals dip before we saw either runner go into either the volcano or into the ice cave?
Expect not so much. Not on this flag set anyway, but, you know.
It'll be interesting to see what this dive holds. We do know there are some good bad ambushes on the river that won't affect ShadowWalker as much, but Sawney will not have a good time on the river going to either ice cave or volcano if the floater happens to be in there.
Yeah, and there's our other instance of cremate on those zombies.
We're getting the nasty stuff out of the way, that's good. ShadowWalker making his way through the maze, finding out that was not a good thing to take, so he's going to use a different one. He's going to warp. Not going to like that one either, it looks like, and going to warp again.
I know he only has the one charge. Probably he's got 2 mages, but yeah.
Yep, you got another one. You have to use your warps. Tread wisely. Success!
There we go.
Ooh, sorcerers. These can be source of pain if they have something nasty.
They usually don't, though, and
Yep.
yeah, like 4 hits for 4 damage. These are a good source of XP, is what they are.
Yeah, the reason it's such good XP is because in the vanilla game they have the damage kill. Or actually, it's a touch kill, I should say, touch kill. So touch slay, and that's why there's such good experience, because if you can survive and not be killed by them, you get some good experience out of it.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like that thief drops those nightmares are hitting hard.
And Sawney getting ambushed again.
Ooh, and there's the opal bracelet. That's a really nice find.
We have a pack of Argoyles, but they didn't really get to show off what they have today because ShadowWalker just brutally murdered all but one of them, and the other one just died to a sword slash.
No, that was another Lit 3. And finally, he gets a sword. It's not a good sword, but it's a sword. Hooray!
Hooray! Sawney doing the waterfall dive.
And we'll see if that treats him any better than it did ShadowWalker.
I do find it interesting, though, that both runners have made this northern continent play before doing the southern. Clearly, they want to put off doing the volcano route until they're ready to light orbs, so that might be what the reasoning behind that is, but there's a lot of items there. We don't know if there's something waiting there that they need.
Yeah, like, I can see it, you know, they might be wanting a floater just because the river route to the volcano is kinda long.
And nasty.
Yeah, like, that's very likely it, but we'll see what happens here at Ordeals. The rod!
Are you willing to dive at Earth right now?
At
ShadowWalker's setup, I think it would be doable. But I don't know if there's a benefit to doing it.
It's a long sail with the ship if he does it.
Yeah, like, it's out of his way. I don't think anything en route is likely to cause problems if he were to take that route, but... nah.
If he wants to avoid ice and volcano just a little bit longer, that's a dive he could make. There are a few items in there, but not a lot, so it's not a really incentivized location like others would be in terms of chest density.
More likely, I think he's gonna try and clear out Waterfall again.
Which is what Saudi is trying to do right now.
Valconic's calling the Earth for a floater.
Yep, 4th floor he wants. He has made his request.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Well, Crab Cakes is saying it's going to be here in the waterfall, so Sonny, prove us right or wrong here.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit more likely that we're gonna run up on Floater, as we hit up this last incentive location.
By the way, get ready, ladies and gentlemen, because we're about to see, or not see, out of bounds bats. Like a shiny Pokemon, you only get to see one once in a run, and we're not quite there yet. And is out of bounds bat there? Nope, no out of bounds bat for Sonny. We'll see if ShadowWalker has any better luck.
Yeah, it is good luck to see our friend. Maybe not good luck for you, but it's good luck for somebody.
Ooh, chest calling for a Bam chest floater.
That is a nasty one.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible.
Found a Vorpal. And a Ruby.
Some very nice finds there, and it's Oxyale. Which means we're very likely looking at Sarda with the floater. Because we have not located Onrak.
Yeah, we're looking at giving the Titans breakfast today, so Titan fans, speak up!
The Titan has to feed his family. He needs the ruby.
I mean, Titans are an endangered species. They're seriously threatened by the Canarian mining industrial complex. So, you know, getting rubies for them, it's just good ecological sense.
And the Mudgall have slow. That's oh, and Blizzard. Mudgall with Blizzard.
Oof. But Jack the Thief to the rescue there.
Always trust the thief to find the way for everyone to get out.
Ooh, looks like Sawney's gonna check out Ordeals before heading over to Sarda, which makes sense while he's in the area. So it looks like ShadowWalker will be the one to show us first, if indeed Sarda does have the floater, or if it's loose somewhere.
Okay, ShadowWalker's about to get his about to get his trap tile. Then has a collection of items. Will he see out of bounds bat? No, he won't. We're gonna have to see out of bounds bat another day.
He's on vacation.
Sorry, not going through Pillar Warp nightmares.
Yeah, and this is gonna be a bit of a trip, just because how often, you know, the way through is on the very last pillar in the big room, which is kind of a pain in the butt.
A little bit. And ShadowWalker has obtained his collectibles, and he's going to rearrange his inventory and then warp. Son finds his Lombo, he will get to... Nope, he won't. So this is the same type of encounter on ShadowWalker's side that caused an ambush on Sawney earlier. No ambush here, and just gets to fire a bunch of lightning 3 and he's out of there.
Still a good idea to stop into Crescent there and save.
Completely agree. And Sawney is getting introduced to the Creambait Zombies.
But he's still in good shape after running into that particular problem, so... And he's found we're all looping back to the big room here.
And... going to just take the path. And realizes he's out of charges.
Oh, he warped too late on that one.
Has to use another one now.
Okay,
And that
and
might
now
be
he
his
does
last
know that
charge.
it's the very last one.
Yeah, that's his last charge.
But he's heading for the right pillar, so we're all good on that.
And I believe Shadow's heading to the ice right now.
That looks right.
Yeah, so he could be checking, going for that to see if that floater is vanilla, which does remain on the table here.
This will also be very interesting to see because Ice Cave is usually a place of much death. So with the higher levels, they'll be more likely to survive. But let's just see what kind of awful nastiness we have in here today. The wraiths are usually a good source of it. Today, just one attack and run away.
Yeah, shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. Most of the monsters we run into elsewhere haven't been that bad.
Ooh, the mages have hold.
Yeah, another good reason to have that thief in back, just to keep running.
There's another trio of wraiths. Sawny clears another encounter on. Starting to get some of the items on the third floor now of Ordeals.
Got that opal bracelet, which, again, and finally, a sword.
And we have some.
At least a sword that's equipable, anyway.
And the might just have some heat. ShadowWalker's going to take advantage of warp to check. There's your floater.
Oh.
Eye chest. It's the eye chest.
We have a vanilla floater here, which... That's always one of the worst places for it to be. Ice is such a bother.
So, we know what to say when we have a vanilla. I expect chat to begin doing that at its will.
May I say it? Is this even random?
We tried.
I mean, yes it is.
And ShadowWalker one's Wraith from one of the Frosties on the trap tile. Gonna counter it again, just one more. And nope, just still didn't want to fight.
Yeah,
Frosty let him off easy.
Yeah, doing the full clean out here.
He's getting away from all the fights here and absolutely no trouble running away from anything with that thief.
Yeah, I've said it before, but this flag set is a really good one for thieves. Like, a lot of people do write it off, but just what you can get out of really controlling what encounters you're able to take, that's huge.
The Sahag Odd combination was unrunnable, by the way.
Oh well, I mean, I could think of worse things to have to fight.
Yeah, me too.
We've also found exactly 0 of the loose key items so far, so that could be interesting and potentially relevant later on.
That's incorrect. We found the ruby in Waterfall.
Oh yes, the ruby was loose. My mistake. So that's still 1 to go.
And we haven't seen any ribbons yet either, so the ribbons are still at large.
And other than that floater, really nothing good at all in. But that floater is good enough for me.
Sonny is, looks like he might be making the ice play himself, or maybe checking Volcano for... We'll see what he decides to do. Shadow emerges from the canoe maze, is going to head down to the desert. So Sonny is heading towards Ice Cave, going to be getting the floater as well. Meanwhile, ShadowWalker at 50 minutes and 20 seconds is flying.
Our first one. Our first player of the race.
And there's where Onrak. Yep, there's where Onrak is. So it's floater locked.
Very nice.
$25,000 tail.
We've got that easily by now.
Or they could just find another rat and chop its tail off, but there you go. Well, we'll take this one.
Let's not engage in.
Yeah, let's not discuss that.
That tail really is a great find because we have found a couple pieces of opal armor, but ooh, while he's here, ShadowWalker's taking a trip into sea.
This could be a mermaid dive right here.
Yeah, that's my guess. I wouldn't take this party down to fight Kraken yet.
No. It just seems too early for a Kraken fight. Yeah, check the
Okay.
check the chest over here on the left first before checking anything else. It looks like, and the Wraiths are on Sonny's side, and they fall to some fire. Oh, Shadow is heading downstairs. He's gonna make the Kraken play.
Interesting. I'm really curious to see how that plays out.
Me too.
He does have Brack, which can very easily deal with Kraken. If he can get a good enough run, this is doable.
And Sonny gonna warp and acquire his floater.
And I mean, if ShadowWalker only has to make one trip to the Gaia location, that's really good. So yeah, I think this is a Brack play.
We found a nice sword, by the way.
Oh, very nice.
That was in Sea Shrine.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna clear out the rest of the loot while he's here. Or at the very least, the ones that are on the safe tiles. Oh, there's some more cremate.
Mmm. Toasty. I have a weird spell for an enemy that's underwater.
Have you ever been in boiling water?
True. True. If you can't stand the heat.
Well, looks like we can stand the heat.
Water with heat. So after being kind enough to let all the water do its thing first, we just freeze it with Ice 3, and that takes care of that.
And Sawny is coming up on the desert right here, so he is going to be in the air any second now as well.
54-19, flying about 4 minutes, actually almost exactly 4 minutes behind ShadowWalker.
Yeah, it looks like his first play here is to go to Sarda. Ooh, and ShadowWalker finds a ribbon.
This means that the Titan is likely not going to get its sweet dessert today, as we get a cube.
I mean, cubes are very handy.
Yeah, Rubik's made a really cool one.
ShadowWalker checks out everything in the Sharknado room. I think we're really seeing his equipment crunch so far by doing this this loot.
And ShadowWalker crossing into level 16 with his Light Warriors. And Sami has learned the language due to the Slav. The good doctor, teaching a language in 2 seconds.
I mean, the language only has 2 syllables, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah. You know, that item almost makes sense for the Lefian. Lupa. Luta.
You just had to say it, Cyclone.
Yep, I had to say it.
And I mean, you know, Dr. Un promised to teach the language. He never promised to teach it well.
Yes.
And Sawneyrath is gonna head down to what we now know to be Provoca, the landlocked port city. No wonder those pirates are angry enough to fight.
Yeah, what are the pirates supposed to do?
Get drunk and fight, I guess.
Someone took away their port because they weren't being, really good citizens, so they just got upset and wanted to fight, wanted to pick a fight.
I'm gonna call Chime on the pirates.
Not much else left for them to have.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the main item that's left. But I'd like to see him have a ribbon.
Yeah, I mean, that is still possible.
Give him the ribbon and put the chime somewhere in Earth or Volcano.
Yeah,
That would be
we'll
nice.
find out very shortly. ShadowWalker pulls Kraken. We are going for the Brax.
Hold is used for the fighter. That's not going to go well.
But ultimately, it's a good thing because it, that fighter doesn't need to do anything in this fight. We got 6 shots of Brack. Very likely one's gonna take.
Unless they fall asleep.
Oh, That is potentially a problem, but sleep is set so that it will not last very long. And broken into pieces, we got an orb.
The Kraken has been destroyed. And landlubbers are. Well, Ice Tree will take care of them in a hurry.
Frozen pirates.
Nothing you can do if you can't move. Oh, the bottle. We didn't think about that.
Alright, so that bottle is likely to lead to the chime then.
Unless it's Troy, it could be a ribbon.
I'm gonna stick with the ribbon because that was my call for the pirates.
And now ShadowWalker is gonna go check out the mermaids.
Not before we get a steak. And he ran away, left Tyro alone.
Yeah, I don't think you really need to take the encounter there.
Chat wanted a steak. You must feast on it for the sake of chat.
Oh, and the crown is still in play as well. So we could see this lead to crown this bottle check.
We have a request for a recap. Would anyone like to oblige with a recap here?
And that is the crown
There's your
on
crown.
the ferry. Right, so we started out with the ship and the TNT. TNT led to Adamant, which provided us the canoe, so this has been a pretty wide open seed to start.
Crystal, by the way.
Yes. Looks like we're getting a reverse chain on the Astos trip. So with that pretty open start, we still found ourselves shuffled off into Marsh Cave pretty early, where we got the key. Otherwise, other options were the, what's it? Yeah, we had a loose ruby in Waterfall, which nobody has bothered to cash in yet. And the robot there had the Oxyale.
Meanwhile, up in Castle Ordeals, we had the rod hiding up there, so that was our Earth Cave access up in Ordeals today. And when we got to Ice Cave, we found the floater in its vanilla location.
Yeah, and it looks like this does look like a standard chain so far off of Crown.
There's your ribbon.
Yeah, so still missing is the chime, which is the only place we don't have access to yet. At least the only required place where we don't have access to yet. We have not yet checked out a lot of the big strongholds of chests, like the Cardia Isles or the volcano yet. So very likely it's in one of those two locations.
Yeah, the volcano sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Volcano Armory is still at large, and there is a very good chance it could be somewhere not necessarily in the armory itself, but could be somewhere somewhere else on the second floor or somewhere on the fourth floor. Maybe even that chest on Carrie's floor in Volcano could be anywhere in there. Earth Cave is still at large, and we don't know what the mermaids have.
Yeah, ShadowWalker is on his way up there, and he has found the second ribbon. So we do have all ribbons known and accounted for now.
Well, don't forget, we still have the locked chests of Topher and Marsh have not been opened.
Yeah, it is possible it's in there, but we're looking at vanishingly small chances. We're looking at, 8 total chests there as opposed to something like 30 or 40 in Volcano. So it's possible, but I would not look there at all anytime soon.
Yeah, you easily go for the chest density at this point. And that's what Sony is doing right now, I believe, going to check out these chests. And there's 197 gold. That wasn't one you really want to write home about. Armory is getting a very quick visit, not wasting any time. And there's the muck. And
that's just gonna go down really quickly.
Still not causing a lot of damage with that Fire 3. Those muck are, one of them is a little hardy. 3 of them are a little hardy there. Oh, a cloth. That's great to see in the armory.
Oh yeah, the Great Axe. That's great. Ooh, that dragon armor is a very nice find in the armory. I don't believe that Saudi has gone to cash in that tail. I did see him buy it, I believe. But
I didn't even see him buy it.
Yeah, he spent a fair bit of time in the on-rack shop. And
Ooh,
there's the Excel.
By the way, Frostwolves have poison stone.
Who does?
Frostwolves.
Oh, that's a bit of a pain. Cure 4 at level 2 white. Very nice for both these parties.
And ShadowWalker going to get rid of his bounty of our creatures. 317 gold blocked by a Grey Worm. That seems hardly worth it.
Yeah, I am not enjoying that, but what can you do there, really? It's... ShadowWalker has now finished getting his, cashing in his bottle. So he's on the ribbon chain right now.
ShadowWalker is now flying as Sani finds another Grey Worm to deal with. There's another Ice Sword, looks like. Or was that something else? Find.
And ShadowWalker is heading down to promote right now. So we're gonna see if he's gonna take that hike back down to Provoca. It's a long walk, but, that's some good spells there. With a knight, 4 shots of Cure 4 on a knight is huge.
Dave on ShadowWalker's team has now equipped the Vorpal. May the clash of the clan of the Vorpal voice its approval.
Yeah, did he toss the
Ooh.
katana though? That's an interesting choice.
Mazmoon.
Very nice find there in Volcano, and what's interesting there is, you know, ooh, and a white shirt as well. As just with that being loose here on an armory floor in Volcano, if somebody had come here earlier, they might have had a much easier time of a lot of the roadblocky earlier game.
At the same time, they wouldn't have had a very easy time getting here either. So kind of both sides of that go into the equation here. Would have been hard to get here and make your way down to the floor just to get that.
I mean, relative to that Marsh, it's kind of hard to say.
It is hard to say. Like, I guess it depends on what you prefer doing, what you find easier for your playstyle.
Yeah, and I mean, that's deeper in than a normal, just a loose dip.
Oh, there's a 9 gold chest near the Agama.
I mean, they're like miniature dragons, and their hordes are miniature too.
Okay, hello, Curious Floor. Not going to check that last chest. If that one item is our loose item, that could be bad.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it should be determinable by now by both these players that we are looking for a loose chime, so that's, So that should be an interesting call to pass up any chest at this point. We do still have a loose item, as just to confirm, poor chat.
Yes, we do. And Carrie has been vanquished to the afterlife, and Sonny is going to head to an inn. Nope, he's going to head somewhere else. Shadow gets his crown. He may not wear it fittingly upon his head, or go give it to a greedy prince.
Looks like Sonny is going to go promote now.
ShadowWalker picks up his crystal and gets ambushed. And that was quick.
Yeah, not a lot of hit points on him.
And we have promoted Light, I think that's the female Light Warrior mod, if I'm not mistaken. So Light Warrioress is...
Yes, that is Terralin's Valkyries of Light mod. Which,
Right. Chad is very excited that Ruby Require could still be in play.
Yeah, we could very well have a Ruby Lock chime here.
ShadowWalker tries to land on the door. That'll ruin the paint job a little bit. There's our Herb. That's for the night. We obviously saw that already on Sonny's side. That one chest is being guarded by the dragon. Excuse me, sir. Thank you.
Yes, and to confirm for Varus in chat, the Masamune is not incentivized in this flag set.
ShadowWalker gonna get his third and final ribbon. Or not. Now he will.
Yeah. Let's spread those around. Gets that free gold bracelet out of Cardia as well.
The highest chest in the armory was 317. Nice. So Sony is going to take another shot at this river of death. Gets ambushed, but nothing really bad happens.
Yeah, he's buying his pro rings.
Yeah, he knows what he wants. He wants that pro ring.
Shadow heading to TOF lock chest.
He knows he's looking for a loose chime now.
This could be a good play. Let's see. Poison is acquired from the Gargoyle, and 615 not worth it. Gonna go to the other chest now. Gonna probably save a few steps on that route by going through the middle. Cremate on the walls. Nice.
Oh yeah, like this was not a friendly early game.
Yeah, I agree. A house and a very, very nominal amount of money that is not worth picking up. In fact, the house was worth more than the money.
Well, that's often how it goes.
Indeed.
We are feeding the Titan.
Mmm, so sweet. Munch, munch.
Let's see what we've got here. An ice shield, that's very nice for that ninja, and a free pro ring.
The biggest sword and that free pro ring to replace the one you just bought for $3,000.
I don't think ShadowWalker has been buying them yet.
Oh, that was Saudi that bought the pro ring. Sorry.
Yeah, some good upgrades for that ninja though.
So it was not a required ruby, but the ruby group in chat has seen the Titan fed and can sleep happily. And Shadow does the save outside of Earth, and then resets the encounter table with a hard reset. So we're gonna get to see what is in Earth Cave now.
Oh, and there's a power bonk. Did he?
He's gonna go back for that.
Yeah. But that looks like a muscle memory reset right there.
That was a muscle memory reset for sure. He's gonna keep that item.
I was about to say, you better not abandon the power bonk.
No, we'll check the item reset. No, I want that! No!
And those friendly, unrunnable snakes.
Oh, we're getting a look at the...
There's our
numbers, by the
chime.
way. Ooh, chime was in Earth. So Sonny is not going to find what he's looking for up here, unfortunately.
Yeah, looks like ShadowWalker's gonna deal with Lich while he's here though, which might as well.
He has
You don't
everything.
want to have to come back.
Yeah, he has everything. Get it out of the way.
And I believe that Shadow's in go mode right now.
I believe that is correct.
Yeah, that should be the last item that he needs.
So we have to give a shout out to one of our great commentators, Will Close, in the chat, who apparently called this to be in Earth Cave. I think he's apparently said first floor as well, so really good call.
Yeah, very nice.
Sonny has taken out a gray shark and the big eye over there on the left side. And I think he is in the sea shrine right now, according to our background layout here. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's just heading out after doing some loot.
And he gets that second ribbon. So that would be a good find for him. The We'll take a look at the inventory. I can't confirm that is just 2 ribbons.
All that the vampire was starting with a heal potion.
Oh. Yeah, no, he's on the floor past the vampire now.
Wait, there was a vampire there?
Both for the purposes of the joke and in reality, I did not notice him fighting that vampire.
I didn't see anything myself.
Either way, he's on the floor below where the vampire lives.
And let's see how many rounds Lich will go down today. On Lich 1, I'd say 1 round.
Let's have it 2. Let's see Lich come out with something strong just to make him think. Usually ends up being 1, though.
Yeah, this, you know, there's just not many hit points here.
Ooh, there's Blizzard. That will make him think, but it's not strong enough. So I got my thing that made him think, but I didn't get my second round.
Yeah, like that was about 300 hit points total. That's not that's a speed bump. Gonna go deal with Volcano on ShadowWalker's side. The question is, you know, okay, so he is still looting these chests, so he is very likely to run into that massa along the way. Ooh, just that.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll see if he grabs with where the massa was. That's close enough to the route down that he may not miss it. But
He might be go-moding it.
yeah, we'll see. I don't think he needs it, but it'd be a very nice thing to have.
Okay, he is checking some of the chests. There's the Ice Sword and the 14,000 gold for him.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's likely he'll pick it up. No, he does not need it with this setup, but and there he goes, he gets
There
it.
it is. It very quickly changes the Mazamune onto his knight, and I have a feeling that Warpo is going to get memed later.
I don't think so. He's not really the sort to do, you know, that kind of thing. You know, it's a valid tactical option, and honestly, I think it's kind of a shame because, you know, it's some of the most complex and interesting math that you could ever have to encounter as a player of this game. And honestly, I think it's kind of unfortunate that it's kind of turned into a joke that's really so bad that nobody can tell if anybody's joking anymore. And Carrie goes down.
Yep, that's another orb lich. Three orbs. Ah. And over to the white magic or black magic shop to pick up some lovely Bane, which apparently was not able to be picked up.
Shouldn't be necessary. Brack will still be more likely to hit on Tiamat.
Okay, you thought it was the meme was bad. You're missing some puns in chat.
I mean, I've never been good at coming up with them, but, you know, a pun's a pun.
is all over now.
Well, anyway, Sawneyrath now has his third ribbon.
And ShadowWalker is walking around the Mirage Tower right now, so probably not going to check the rooms at this point.
Yeah, I don't think so at this point. He might grab some of the free chests along the way, but even then, that's a maybe, I think.
There's not really anything he still needs, though, is there? I don't see him needing to stop and pick up anything.
Yeah, I don't really think so. He's got, you know, full sets of everything at this point. I think the only thing that he doesn't have that he might like is a white shirt, which Sonny has picked up, but meh.
Yeah, at this point, the only thing that Sonny could possibly be relying on here is either a bad Temple of Fiends revisit, which can happen and has turned races as the Great Equalizer periodically, or for something nasty to happen on a certain bridge at the top of this Sky Palace.
Yeah, and I am definitely always looking forward to seeing the robot, and it's like I always say, you know, if you meet the Warmech on the road, kill him. But we'll see if Sonny either encounters, or Shadow either encounters him or decides the same way.
Sonny makes the Kraken into cracked pieces.
Yeah, very nice. Very quick drop on him there.
And for those who want to see Warmech, get your Blessed RNG out very soon because we're about to approach the floor of the Bridge of Destiny.
Yeah, we are almost there. Sonny, I think, is realizing just now that he does not have the chime.
Whoops.
And yeah, ShadowWalker's not even taking the free chests on the left. He's just gonna go for it. Yeah, like there's like a couple nice to haves that he's passed up on, like the defense sword as has been mentioned, or that white shirt, but nothing he needs. It's down and left. What is this? Or down and right. What is this left and up?
Oh, we're seeing Tyros, and we're not seeing Tyros getting fought. So, sorry, chat, no meat for you. Yep, no meat for you today. You got your own chat, and that would be some frosty meat. That stays nice and chilled. That'd be fresh meat.
Yeah, but they don't have a black mage for the microwave.
So here comes all the Bless RNGs, and are we going to get a robot chicken today?
And I do see some people hoping for nachos, which is what I'm always for. Good.
Yeah, Sonny is going to find the power gauntlet, and let's see if he does the same accidental reset. Nope, you're going to keep it.
And ShadowWalker pulls Tiamat as Sawneyrath approaches the chime.
So that means we've had no robot chicken to slow down ShadowWalker, and Sonny's gonna have to rely on a bad Topher to have a
First
chance.
shot crack on Tiamat.
Wow! That is good. Shadow, I know it's a speed run, but you don't have to, completely brutalize the thing.
In those famous words right now. Incoming Topher soon for ShadowWalker.
Yeah, not even stopping to visit an inn. Like,
Into
At
the
least give these guys a
past!
bed before you go back in time.
And into the past they go!
But, I mean, you know what? I do not blame ShadowWalker for gunning it at this point. Sawneyrath is a very strong player when he's on his game. So going for the really aggressive play like this makes a lot of sense. And Tristal in chat saying you should start setting up for the pairings reveal, so hopefully not long after this race is done, we'll be seeing what's coming up for the next round.
I was actually just going to ask for information on that in the background here. So Sally, I believe, has picked up his chime by now.
Yes.
And there's our speed bump.
Oh, there we go. Oh, he's got hit points.
He's tanking today.
Valiant effort. Good show. Standing up for vampire kind. ShadowWalker finds a worm on his way through. Always a great encounter.
So we're on the Earth floor. Here are the green Medusas. We've seen these cause problems before. Let's see what we get here today for ShadowWalker. Zeus Gauntlet is going to... 7 hits for 41 damage. The Stingers come out. That's going to cause some poison. More Stingers come out. That's going to cause nothing. Okay, very light green Medusa today. No problems today.
Yeah. Mildly inconvenient, but very nice. That's a good pack of XP for him.
Must accept your poison. And Sonny is taking on... Never mind, he's done.
Oh! Yeah, I guess there was a theme there.
Don't know what it was. He was done too quickly.
Yeah.
Lich 2 time.
Yeah,
We're gonna see another
Lich
Lich
1
now.
drops, we start to go for the new improved form.
And will we see nastiness? Oh, he's taking hits. The stun, that's boring.
Yes, that was, as expected, really.
Lich 2, if you're gonna try and stun one of them and that's all you're gonna do, don't expect to last very long.
I mean, the fourth one has less than 300 hit points. That one at least could potentially have hit.
Yeah.
Getting some delicious, nutritious agamas. Drink agama today for all your nutrition needs.
I don't even want to know where you're going with that one.
Look, it's the healthy superfood drink that's taking the world by storm.
Got any Agma packs, Neon?
It's a delicious beverage. Made with real agama.
Wait, real Agama, not the fake Agama?
Ooh!
Oh yeah, I mean, there's been huge scandals about counterfeit agama shakes. Ooh,
By the way,
Carrie's got, she's got some absorb.
Carrie is, oh, that's a sleigh on top, on Ted.
She's been lifting too.
Oh, now we're getting Agama facts in chat.
See, they know how delicious and healthful it is to get some agama into your diet.
Agama cereal, anyone?
Good. Part of a balanced breakfast. But now we do head up to Kraken 2 as Sawneyrath closes in on the Bridge of Destiny. And speaking of Destiny, the ninja finally takes the front.
And Sawneyrath is fighting his own Green Medusas in the Mirage Tower, or Sky Palace he's in now, sorry.
Hail Mary Quad X on Kraken does nothing, but a Fire 3 that's really welcome considering that. And a crack, ooh.
And for the note in chat about the audio, we are aware of that. I just wanted to see if we can get the audio over for the last few minutes of ShadowWalker's run, assuming he does finish.
Kraken 2 has some evasion.
Yeah, he's really dodgy this time.
Oh, the Zeus Gauntlet doesn't do very much either. Yeah, this is not working very well. Oh, down to 2 warriors. Does he have life?
Yes, he does, and as long as that back red mage stays up, I think we're fine. But we're gonna have to actually get those massive hits through the through that evasion.
Oh, he got
it. Goes.
Ooh, the Kraken, he's cracked.
And that level 4 life comes in very handy, and the cure powers. Putting that ninja back. Or at least second.
Well, Twilight Power Pack ran away.
And release the dragon.
What you got, Queen Tiamat?
Meanwhile, for Sonny's side, if you want to see any more further attempts at a certain robot chicken, please get your blessed RNGs in chat. As Tiamat releases a blizzard.
Yes.
Now, coincidentally, if ShadowWalker does take a fall here, Sonny will be right even with ShadowWalker right away. As long as he can get to Tiamat and get through quickly.
Yeah, and you know, we still do have a Wipe of Chaos on the table as well. That could very easily happen yet as well, even if he gets through Tiamat.
Could be one of those late Cure 4s and does all sorts of nasty damage early.
Yeah, and we still have not seen Nuke. We have not seen Nuclear. All of these are on the table.
The Robot Chicken has yet to make an appearance. Ted using Cure 4 on, I think that was Dave he used it on. And Bill using Cure 4 also on, well, that was kind of wasted.
Yeah, I mean, at level 2, you know, he's got charges for days of that.
Yep. The Fire 3 is brought out, very minimal damage. More Fire 3, also minimal damage. Nuclear!
There's one Nuclear.
We knew it was somewhere. And
but
terminated.
She goes down to a Quad X.
I think that was
nice timing on that.
I think that was our first Nuclear. Chaos could still have a Nuclear, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we do still have Nuclear on the table.
And I believe we have 3 nukes on the table still, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Nuke is yet to be seen either. Sawneyrath pulls Tiamat 1, goes straight for the Brax.
Okay, so Chaos immediately engaged. No thought behind the party arrangement here. So here we go. We're in. 140 damage on the first hit. Not bad. Brack does nothing. Power Gauntlet obviously can do what it does. Brack again does nothing. And we've lost one of our... we've lost our thief.
And that's fine at this point. He was not ready to do anything. Oh,
Zap
comes a
comes
zap.
out. No damage. Brack again does nothing. And we're almost down losing 10, so there's going to have to be a Cure 4 use here, I think. Nope, using Fire 3. Changes his mind, goes to Cure 4. Well, that was a different user, never mind.
Yeah, these physicals hurt, but they're manageable. The question is, you know, they're bad enough that they could be turn ordered.
Zap again. Chaos is favoring Zap, and that's not going to do much at these levels. So that's a favorable thing for ShadowWalker to see at this point. 2 attempts at Zap instead of Nuclear or something like that. So Chaos hits for another 243 damage, I think I saw, and still standing.
Yeah, lots of absorb on him that I'm seeing. 1 and 2 point hits on him.
Cure 4s are utilized on ShadowWalker's side of the screen. Fire 3 comes out from Chaos. Nothing. Not very much, anyway. And there is another hit on Chaos. Chaos hits another 240 damage. Bill throws Fire 3, 44. Dave takes a hit for 183. 326 slays Ted. We're down to 2. Dave hits for another 86. Fire 3 comes out again. Still lots of HP for both. Ice 3 comes out for small damage. And there's 168. Not dead yet. We can still see a Cure 4 from Chaos. The red mage is down. We are down. It is man mode time. 1 fighter left. Terminated! He gets the kill.
We are looking at an official SRL time of 1:38:32. GG ShadowWalker. That makes him 3-0.
Thank you.
And he's already with us, I think.
Yes,
Yes,
GG.
Thank you very much. That was a fun race. Cyclone, your seed delivered.
Yeah, it did in some ways, didn't it?
That was 3 seeds in a row today that high value in Earth.
And right away on the first floor.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. I feel like my routing early game was kind of subpar. I dirtled around for a little bit in the boat looking for a town. I was hoping to get a quick provoke. Didn't happen, but in the end it worked out.
Yeah, whenabouts did you realize that you were looking for a loose chime?
Was it Ice Cave? I don't remember. I knew at some point, because I'd seen the rod, and then when I found the cube, I knew that it was going to be a loose chime. I still had 1 incentive item to follow up on, but I hadn't seen the ribbon yet, so I was figuring that it was probably going to be a loose item and not the incentive leading to it. I was right, of course, and, you know, Earth Cave being Earth Cave, there was the chime.
Yes, I mean, at least it had the courtesy to be on top and not in one of the really bad chests way down in the middle.
Yeah, I actually also got a lot of high value out of a couple of greed chests that I checked along the way. The Mazmune pickup in Volcano was very nice. And,
Speaking of that, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Speaking of that, we had a question in chat. Chat wants to know why you didn't put the Mazmune on the Red Wizard instead of giving it to your fighter.
Because I was going to be using the Mazmune for most of at least the early Topher bosses. So I put it on the Knight. I mean, I could have had 3 melee users, but realistically, the Vorpal against non-bosses is not really the weapon that you want to be using. Mazmune is going to do a much better job of clearing out the trash mobs, and the Red Wizards had plenty to do in combat between Ice 3, Lit 3, Quad X, etc.
I'm getting clarification the question was related to Chaos, not to the other enemies.
Oh, that was an oversight.
Yeah, no, Fair enough, yeah.
That was just me trying to go fast and throw caution to the wind. I didn't have a white shirt, didn't have a defense sword, so I was trying for the Brack strats. You know, didn't get the 3 and 256 though.
I'm sorry, I didn't breathe on your seed.
Looks
By
like
the way,
Sonnet's on Kraken too.
By the way, Shadow, I believe the white shirt was a volcano.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah,
I was in go mode,
another
so
one
I
of those
wasn't.
ones you go voted past.
Yeah. I wasn't going to spend a whole lot of time looking. The only reason I was opening those great chests was in case I found the defense sword or white shirt. So if I found it, great. If not, I was going to dive it anyway. I had 3 ribbons, so physical was the only thing I was worried about.
Yeah, and, you know, the physicals were pretty manageable on this. Like, as we're seeing here, the Kraken was... Ooh, Kraken is fast. Not nice, but manageable.
Kraken with the Ice 2 right now. Very low damage on him. And yeah, Sonny, as you see, did pick up the white shirt. Actually, do you remember where the white shirt was, Neon?
I believe that was also in Volcano, I think.
Volcano. I think that was... Oh, that was in the armory, wasn't it?
Yep. The Dragon Armor definitely was there. I think the white
Yes.
shirt was as well.
Yeah, Dragon Armor definitely was. I think I saw something else there too. I forgot what.
Yeah, so I think that was a white shirt as well.
Yeah, it was both in the armory, so that was like the obvious. And here comes Tiamat too.
Now, this one could be interesting because we have seen that she does have that nuclear. We're seeing saber usage from that Warple-toting red mage, so that's also very interesting.
There's the ink, and one lady does succumb to darkness.
Well, I mean,
Minor.
yeah, that's not exactly a status effect I would sweat.
Well, it is removed, so that is taken care of. There's the
our
nuclear. That's something that makes you think.
Yeah, very good resource drain that nuclear, but I don't think that Tiamat's gonna have a lot of gas in the tank left.
No, I think he's trying to burn all of his spells right now. He's gonna go for the kill now.
Yeah,
Might have probably gonna do an ink double blaze. 248 on 5 red. That would hurt. Doing a cure 4 to herself. White shirt being used once again to try to cause Tiamat to miss shots, but Tiamat is still hitting for 62. And terminated. And didn't escape the floor yet, so has to get through this battle, and now we can reset for chaos. And party rearrangement time.
Oh, I think he's satisfied with that party order, so he's just gonna go for it. Gonna wall up the Red Wizard without the ribbon. Which is a good idea, knowing just how insta-heavy he is, as... Oof, that is a zap through a ribbon on the second one.
And a
3
zap
out
through
of
a ribbon,
2,
that...
56.
Oh wow, this is not a good chaos fight.
Oh.
This is going to be challenging.
This is gonna turn into hold A and pray for mercy.
Yeah, and he's using
Yeah.
X-Scale, which,
This is, I have to make the joke because it's the Valkyrie's hack. It's woman mode right now. And slain.
And looks like Sawneyrath has forfeited from the race.
Yeah, it looks like he was going to make another run, but then decided, no, I'm going to go ahead and just interview. Or I guess, assuming he wants to interview.
Still really nicely played, and we are going to see if we can get him in here. But, would not blame him if he decides to take a pass on that.
And while we wait to see if Saudi wants to join us, Tristal did mention we're not going to be able to host into it on our channel. We have a link to the past Overworld Glitches race coming up here at 10 o'clock. But Tristal wanted to make sure that everyone was reminded, and I'll go ahead and announce for him that he is going to be hosting the reveal for Week 4. So we're going to be able to start planning for Week 4 of this. More about that on his streams if you go check that out later. So we'll just confirm that very quickly for everyone who knows about that. We do have Sawneyrath in the chat with us right now. GG.
Thanks. I'm a little bummed from getting ribbon broke again. And this is the 5th or 6th time in a row that's happened to me now.
That really sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super rough.
What are the odds of a ribbon break, by the way?
3 in
3 in
256.
Oh, wow, that's astronomical.
6
Yeah.
times in a row.
Yeah, I think the odds are slightly better at lower levels, so it might have been not all the way to that yet, but I would actually need to look at your levels and do some math, so I'm not 100%.
I was right about level 25 all around.
Yeah, so I think at that point you are looking at less, but it's still very small.
Yeah, it would still be very small, I would imagine, at 25. It would get bigger the more you go down, obviously.
Yeah.
But at that level, you probably shouldn't even be there anyway, so...
They certainly weren't planning on it.
Be really curious to watch that one back. I feel like my routing dirtling in the beginning of the game probably put Sony ahead, but obviously I could only see what I was doing, so...
One thing that I found interesting early was Sonny dug Marsh Cave quite a bit after running into some very, very hard spell packs in there. Especially those scum very early were really doing a number on Sonny, but Sonny persisted to get the key, eventually got it out, but I think lost a fair bit of time to you in regards to your Marsh dive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think the Marsh is where that everything sort of equalized in terms of position.
Those
Yeah,
zap
'cause
scums
Marsh.
were not nice.
No, they weren't, and I got ambushed by a couple of them and just went,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's a reset.
Yep, I got the Mystic Key and I was like, oh cool, I get to do the Keylock Marsh while I'm here and knock that out of the way. Zap scums. Nope.
Yeah,
Zap.
I didn't even go for a Keylock Marsh since I knew Zap Scums were already a thing. I just went, I'm out of here!
Yeah. Well, GG, man, I was glad to face off against you in this tournament again. We just had some great races in the Chaos Rush, and you got me there, and this time around, I guess I got you. So, but
That you
GG,
did.
man, it's an honor playing you. You're a great opponent.
It's always fun to race you, ShadowWalker. It's one of those things that whenever we race, we always have a blast.
Oh, absolutely.
And this seed actually was pretty kind. Having almost every endgame weapon available, the only one I didn't have was Defender, was
Yeah.
spot on.
I never found Xcal. I'm assuming you did a full clear of Volcano?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I did early Earth before Volcano, so I actually found Chaiman was in Go mode.
Yeah, I did Earth last, and that put me in go mode. By the time I finished Tiamat, I think you were pretty close to finishing Topher.
Oh, okay.
Any last thoughts before we... actually, does anyone else have any questions before we start wrapping up here?
No, I think, we pretty well covered it. Great play from both of you. And great match. Great to commentate for you.
And I just kind of, with one more question, which I should ask. I like to ask this question, especially in an undefeated scenario. ShadowWalker, yes, obviously is going to be going to 3-0 in the Swiss pairings here. Very good accomplishment so far, obviously. I bow to you, sir, for that. But the question has to be asked now that Tristal is about to do his round 4 pairings. Who do you want to put you against?
Who do I want to go against? That is a rough question because that is a very rough field. So I'm not sure there's somebody I really want to go up against. But I have this feeling in the back of my mind now that I am 3-0. I think it's going to be Will Cleosis and I. So we'll see if that actually happens or not.
Does that mean that's who you don't want to go against, or is there someone else you don't want to go against?
I think if Will and I are paired up, that's going to be a very close race, and it's a coin flip either way. But any of the people in 3-0, you know, Edgeworth, Crab Cakes, Trist. Well, no, Tristal's not 3-0. Man,
Yeah,
the
Tristal.
3-0 field is rough.
Tristal had to go, and this is far enough after now that I think I can say this. Tristal did go against Will earlier on in the Swiss.
Last week.
That really exciting matchup.
Yeah. But whoever I get paired up against, it's going to be a very close race. Oh yeah, Minochi's also in that 3-0 pod. So yeah, I'm excited and nervous to see who I'm going up against.
Well, you'll find out very quickly over on the reveal on that side. Sawneyrath, who do you want to go against in 2-1?
You know, I'm actually not sure, just because a lot of them are going to be scary for me, since I know I haven't really fine-tuned my skills for full seeds in quite a while, so I'm a little worried about whoever I go against, and I'm not sure who else 2-1 right now.
Well, whatever happens in the next weeks, it will be interesting. Actually, we're getting a rundown from Dolphin and Chad of everyone who is 3-0. I don't know if he has the 2-1 list handy, but I see One Fine Day is also 3-0. You mentioned Edgeworth. I think you might have mentioned Minochi. Will was mentioned. Obviously, we know ShadowWalker is, and you mentioned Crab Cakes as well. So there you go. There's everyone I see who is 3-0 here. 6 people here.
Who do I want to go against in that list? Not really anybody.
That's a brutal pool you're in there.
Welcome
you know,
to the pool.
Welcome. There's your 2-1 list. I'll give you some options, Sonny. We have Arson Horus, Asher, Zar, Dengu, Doogie, Elastoid, Falconic himself, Hyro, Fizzle, Sho, Solaris, Synth, Tarnin, Tristal, and Wob.
So, the names that I want to go up against: Asher, Tarnin, and Tristal. Tristal for a challenge.
And
Asher, because Asher and I had some great races in the Chaos Rush tournament. And then Tarnin, because Tarnin and I usually have entertaining matches.
Any you'd be afraid to face?
Not really.
Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing what both of you do next week in the races next week. Let's look forward to week 4, and obviously a lot of us will be up here calling the races as well during week 4 and week 5 as well coming up. So we look forward to seeing what you guys do in the upcoming weeks, and good luck to both of you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Good luck, both of you. Yeah, I guess we'll see who you're up against very shortly.
Yep. Meanwhile, for those of you staying around here on Speed Gaming, I'll just give you a quick rundown of the schedule for the evening and bring today back up here to do that. So right now, over on Speed Gaming 3, Overworld Glitches for Link to the Past Randomizers coming on. There's another of those coming on this channel at 10 o'clock, so in half an hour. The Zelda 1 Randomizer Weekly Race, for those who also like the Zelda 1 Rando on the NES. That's at 10 o'clock tonight as well on the main channel. Donkey Kong Country 3 race happening at 11 o'clock tonight. That would wrap up tonight's schedule. Those are the last 4 events on tonight's schedule. Tomorrow, I know there's some Wind Waker Randomizer starting in the afternoon. Other events in the evening include more Zelda 1 Rando tournament races, Link to the Past Randomizer spoiler log, some Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer, and some other events like that as well. So definitely come back tomorrow to see more events on Speed Gaming as well. We look forward to seeing you around here for that. For now, those of you who want to go watch the reveal, I'll let you get out of here so Tristan can start his show. Any last thoughts from my co-commentators before we wrap?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Do you have anything, Kyton?
No, I don't. All I can say is Well, never Dopper.
That seems to be the story today, isn't it? So make sure you follow our runners. And for those of you watching on YouTube, Sawneyrath's name is exactly to see it. The other name is ShadowWalker227. So twitch.tv followed by those names. You'll get to their channels. You can thank them for these wonderful races. Follow Speed Gaming 2 through 6. Also follow our tracker, by the way. Hyro Fellows was our tracker today. I think we said he was one of the 2-in-1 runners as well, if I saw that right. Make sure you follow my co-commentators Chitin619 and Neon Gray as well. I'm Cyclone or Cyclone GU, and unless they have any last words, which they can follow me with, I just want to say thank you, chat. You're just as important as anyone else, and you watching on YouTube as well. If none of you were here, we would have nothing to do except talk to ourselves. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this. We look forward to seeing you coming up in week 4. Have a good night.
Hey.
Night.